afternoon. Oh, that's a little loud, sorry. Apparently I'm a loud talker. So, over the course of the week, right about there's good. Over the course of the week, I had to learn a lot of marching commands. There's a lot of demands that the students have out on the field. And especially for new marchers, it's really a lot. And they've been doing a wonderful job all week. So the first thing we always start with is attention position. Go ahead and calm. Nicely done. This position is pretty much the ready position. It means it's time to go. It means that we are about to do something that is very important. And it means they're ready. After we do attention, we learn some commands in place. We call these haste moves. And there are 3 of them that we learn. We learn left, right, and about haste. So go ahead and give them a few. Paying attention to those. We're going to do those again in a few minutes. So after that, we talk about moving in place. When we don't want to move forward, we don't want to move backwards, we mark time. We also mark time at the beginning of pretty much every move, just as kind of a preparation. So we're going to mark time 8 in place right now. After mark time, then we start moving forwards. Our forward step is called a roll step because as we do it, we crank our toes up and we roll through. Everybody show me your first step real quickly. See how nice and high those toes are? Go ahead and roll them through. And in super slow motion, go ahead and reset. In super slow motion, that's what they are doing as they move. We do that to make sure that as they march, the sound, you don't get all those crazy waves in the sound. And as a trumpet player, you don't bash your mouthpiece in your face. So right now, we're going to mark time 4, forward 8. After forwards is backwards. Our backward step is a drag toe step. And our first move is prep. Show me prep. And this one's a tough one. It's like the ultimate calf exercise because you stay up on the balls of your foot all the time that you're doing it. Go ahead and reset. Mark 4, backwards 8. That one's a tough one, especially for new people, since you can't see where you're going. Sometimes it's harder, so we're going to adjust back to our dots. Now, there's a variety of different step sizes that are required in the show. Some of them are even, some of them aren't. We practice a couple of different ones. We practice 16 steps to 5-yard lines, 12, 6, and 8. So right now they're going to show you. Sorry, just a little bit too much. So they're going to show you 16, 12, 8, and 6 forward. Nicely done. A basic marching step is 22.5 inches. That's our 8 to 5 step, and then we kind of adjust from there. After we do forwards, then we move on to that same drill, 16, 12, 8, and 6, backwards. Go ahead and do that. Now that huge cloud of dust that we see means that we're dragging our toes very nicely. Well done. Go ahead and adjust if you need to adjust. One of the other things that we practice for the show that you'll actually see a little bit is we march in half time. So what we're going to do is we're going to go forward 8 full time, forward 8 half time, then forward 8 in full time one more time. All right, go ahead. Nicely done. Let's reset quickly. Backward 16. Backward march. Mark for backward 24. Just to reset our block. Mark time. Mark. And reset to your dots. Your quote-unquote dots. All right, after we do just regular forward, backward marching, then it gets interesting. We talk about direction changes. And to change direction on the field, we do a variety of different things. The first one is called a rock and roll step, when we transition from moving forward to moving backward or backward to forward. So forward 8, rock and roll, backward 8. And we would do the same thing backwards. We're going to skip that for now, and we're going to talk about flanking. When we flank, we're looking for nice, crisp turns. And of course, good march style always. Let's do a box of left flanks. So we don't always turn exactly in that direction, but to practice our nice crisp turns, so when you see one of the pictures on the field, it sets appropriately. That's the way we practice that. Now we also do right flanks and to the rears, but for the sake of time, we're going to skip those today as well. Next up, sounds like somebody that doesn't like flanking. All right, next we go horns up. After we talk horns up, then we talk about everybody's favorite, traverse. In 4 counts, please turn to the front. Turn, 2, 3, 4. You're there. And then we check our hips, make sure that we're turning our hips as well. Good. Now, 2 more things that we're going to talk about. One is our hip switch, which is always fun. If you're moving across the field and you get to a point where you need to turn backwards so your sound goes in, we do a hip switch, forward 8, hip switch, backwards 8. Now everybody toes to the sideline, please. The last thing we do is we do our box with our traverse. And all this stuff we do to practice transitioning to moves cleanly and making sure that our sound always goes forward. Now you'll notice the percussion do something slightly different called crab stepping, because it's not very realistic to do some of this stuff with the drum on. So you'll see them crab step as everybody else traverses these two boxes. You're going to do the forward box followed by the backward box. Got it? Go to it. Keep going for the backwards box. All right, nicely done. Give him a hand. Now, it looks easy, doesn't it? It is not. So at this time, everybody relax. Go ahead and find the person that you're going to teach.